Yo boys, you have questions, I have answers. Let's get into it, starting with the first one. Do you think Fortnite will come back to iOS? If so, when? I believe the iOS return is all but confirmed at this point for at least a few regions in the world, so I guess it's coming back partially. When it's coming back for EU residents, it's expected to come back late 2024, but of course that case has a lot of complexities. As of recent, Apple seems to be denying Epic Games' decisions more or less that they're trying to make for the Epic Games app itself, which is resulting in the timetable of iOS returning probably being pushed back. So my advice to the iOS players who want to come back to the game, want to play again, just wait it out, be reactive. At this point, from somebody who's been playing mobile for 4 years, you literally never know what's gonna happen next. Next question is kind of a simple one, but it reads, how do you find the right sensitivity in HUD? Shout out to Malik for this one, because I know a lot of people are wondering this. And for those people, for sensitivity, I have a video that I believe covers each of them pretty well and could help some of y'all out that are looking for the right sensitivity regardless of what device you play on. After watching this video, you can go give that a check out, and I know it does seem like some shameless self-promo, but trust me, I feel like it will help a bit. Now for HUD, this is gonna sound weird, but I feel like the best thing that you can do, pure honesty, is look for Chapter 2 Season 3, Chapter 2 Season 2 older HUDs, like iOS HUDs, and try to emulate them, put them in Android form, if that makes sense. Why do I say this? Those HUDs enabled iOS players to play at a really high level. As you could see, a lot of those players were able to compete with PC well. Like if you think I'm competing with PC, you should be ready for those guys, and could help you regardless of what device you play on to up your game. These HUDs also suit a variety of devices, phones and tablets. I know there's a lot of phone players out there that are looking for HUDs that, to be honest, my own may not suit. So more or less look for those old HUDs from years ago and just add the buttons from the new seasons in. Trust me, they are still reliable. Third question, Sheesh Jerry asks, how did you train and practice apart from playing real games? Are there any creative maps that specifically help with mobile players? And for this one, the response is going to be disappointing for a lot of you guys, but in my opinion, if you really want to get good, literally just practice the same way a PC player would. A lot of videos you see on YouTube for ways for PC players to improve, from like, say, Destiny's Jesus Zycoma, that information can help you too. It is not restricted to them. You can apply that information and get good at Fortnite, understanding those concepts. You'll be shocked how many people don't know these fundamentals, and it hurts them with playing the game. So once you learn them, you'll probably shoot up to a really high level immediately, like able to take down most mediocre players in pubs and ranked, and through further training, screw it, you might even make earnings or something. Just gotta practice the right stuff and get those reps in. Once again, more or less, apply the concepts that PC players do, practice like a PC player. The fourth, Juju Plays asks, how long have you been training to be that good on mobile? And truth is, for me, it's a constant effort. I've played pretty consistently the last 3 years as of least, trying to grind every day. Just having fun with the game, regardless if I'm playing Goated or ranked, just to maintain skills and improve here and there. In my opinion though, it doesn't take that long to get good at Fortnite Mobile. If you do want to grind it, I'd say about a few months, like 5 or 6 of practicing the right things, intentional practice. And then after a year, you can probably get really decent at the game, mechanically and game sense wise. So get that practice in. To shift to a more personal questions, Nico Zeeks, the Brazilian GOAT, Muito Amo, asks, what are your expectations and goals for the future of Fortnite Mobile, Android, and iOS included? For expectations, I definitely think the future is bright, especially considering that iOS has a genuine chance, really high chance, to return to iOS in Europe at least, which, if some of y'all know, competitive players, bro. Competitive players. I already know they're gonna be serious about the grind. It'll be a win in that, but also, of course, content. I see a lot more players, even if in Europe only, grinding the game for content, as a larger audience is going to be possible for the game. Because if iOS comes back, people will as well. Let's be real. Unfortunately, I don't know if I can say the same for Android. There are a lot of faults with the platform, kinda in terms of optimization for sure. There are a lot, and I mean a lot of different devices and brands out there, phones, tablets, high-end, mid-end, low-end, different processors, different OSs that make optimizing the platform 200 times more complicated than some may see. And I assume for Epic this would not be the move financially as much, considering that not a lot of players play on Android, so why would they burn a lot of money, a lot of employees to optimize the platform? So unfortunately for a lot of players, at least low end, mid end especially, I don't know if I can confirm that Android's going to have a lot of success. I don't know if my expectations and outlook for them is as bright as iOS, but of course I'm wishing for the best. Now, for my personal goals, I want to establish so many more names in the Fortnite mobile community because I believe there are a lot of talented content creators out there that could do loads for the mobile scene. Ideally, shout out to the Big Cypher PK. That video recently hit 1 million views. Love you, bro. It's more or less confirmed that there are a lot of eyes on mobile, and I don't want these eyes to be on me and me alone. I want to spread these eyes to other aspiring content creators that are willing to grind, willing to improve their content, go through the process of making it, all that. So finding and helping out those creators is definitely something I want to look into, and trust me, I've seen a few that I've been keeping an eye on as of late. For myself, obviously, I want to grow the channel and connect with you guys. All the mobiles out there, the PC and console players as well. Show some love. Shout out to all of y'all. For the meantime, I'm probably going to be making mostly gameplay videos, but hey, I might throw an educational video or optimization video or something random in there here and there. Who knows? Next question is simple and sweet from my beloved British bloke C2 Saab asking, does FPS matter? I'm gonna be completely honest, to an extent. You can probably play 30 or 45 FPS and get to a decent standpoint, like able to beat most pub players, few ranked players here and there, but if you want to get really good, I would recommend playing on a device where you can get at least a consistent 60 FPS, because the lower the FPS, the harder it is to comprehend what is going on in game, which is why you see pretty much a lot of console pros, PC pros who compete well in FNCS playing on 120 FPS and above. So ideally try to get at least 90 or 120 FPS with the 120 FPS method if you want to do that, but go for higher FPS. Don't try to make a career out of 30 if possible, unless you are on a Switch. My respect and condolences to all the Switch players out there. Another personal question, Zalid is asking for my routine, which has varied a bit over time, but more or less as of recent. I enter the Raiders Mechanics Training V4 map. Code is on the screen above, which I recommend to anybody trying to improve their game. Really good map. PC and console players use it, trust me. And turn my sense up by about 50%. So say you play 10% sense, you turn it up to 15%, 25% sense, 37% or something, whatever half of your sense is plus your normal sense. And I just adjust to playing on that sense, whether it be free building, piece control tunnels, aim dueling the NPCs in those aim maps. Shout out that bounce map. That bounce map is goated. And do so for about 10 to 15 minutes. Then I switch back to my normal sense and free build as normal. As of recent, I've been kind of inconsistent. I need to get back on my game with that. Though I do this precision training to make sure my mechs are sharp, not as sloppy in terms of crosshair placement. If you want to make your mechs faster, you could do something I'd call speed training, kind of a thing in the aim communities, where you lower your sense by about, I don't know, 0.05, not a crazy amount like precision training, but noticeable amount, and do the same thing. This definitely has been something I've slacked on. I used to do it a lot when I was solid on iOS, but it helps. Helps me at least. Next up, a creator some of you may know, Naham asks, how many earnings do you have and what was your reaction to your first earnings? Technically, I'm 0 earned, but if you want to count the iOS tournaments from way back when, I have 2,800 in earnings. Now, when did my first earnings come? These were way back when in Chapter 2 Season 1 during one of the solo cash cups. Complete honesty, it was so freaking easy to earn on mobile back then, and if you had even like an ounce of game sense, like PC level, you probably could have made 20,000. Epic, if you're watching this, please bring these prize pools back, please, bro. Now, for how I reacted, complete honesty, I don't remember, but I assume as a little kid, I was happy to see $200. The most money I had touched in my life at that point. Girls Likely asks, what inspired you to make a YouTube channel? You inspired me to grind too, and thank you. Glad I've inspired you to grind. Whatever game you play, whatever niche you're in, just glad to see fellow YouTubers out here. For what made me start YouTube or really start grinding it in the first place, I'm gonna be real, I was really just sitting on the game for what, 6 hours, 8 hours a day, playing more or less. Whether it be creative, ranked tournaments, I was just like playing matches more or less. Which is good, but in the long term wasn't really beneficial. It was more or less just 6 to 8 hours a day going to waste. Like, what was I really doing with this pro skill? So I thought, why not document some of this gameplay? Why not make a YouTube channel for the fellow mobile players out there that I knew existed? And maybe even get an incentive off the grind. That is what I did, went out there and began to make Fortnite mobile content, and the story proceeds as you now know it. Here we are today. Finally, to end on the topic of mobile itself, Apex Roblox asks, what do you think of the Red Magic 9 Pro? In my honest opinion, if you are going to grind mobile and look to grind mobile, want to grind mobile, this is your freaking device. Literally the best device on the market in terms of price to quality ratio, trust me. The Red Magic devs cooked with this device, giving it some of the best performance, like solidly consistent 90 to 120 FPS and up in games. And the device itself is more or less made for gaming, from processor, cooling, every aspect of it is like a true gaming device and can handle the struggles of Android optimization on mobile. That device is freaking goated. So once again, if you are looking for a quality Fortnite mobile device that you can compete on, $650, Red Magic 9 Pro. And that is going to be the end of this question and answer session. If you have a question you want to ask for future sessions, I want to do more of these videos. These are so goated. Ask in the comments below, and if it's a simple question, I can probably answer it right there. But the deeper questions, the more interesting questions, or the questions that can help a lot of people, might have to save it for the next video. With that being said, for all the inquirers who made it this far, the questioners, keep questioning things in life. Shout out Fortnite Mobile. Peace out.